The Book of Enoch, Hanok, chapter 62. And thus Yahuwah commanded the sovereigns, and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns, if you are able to recognize the elect one. And Yahuwah Sabaoth seated him on the throne of his esteem, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him, and the word of his mouth slays all the sinners, and all the unrighteous are destroyed from before his face. And there shall stand up in that day all the sovereigns and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who hold the earth, and they shall see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his esteem. And righteousness is rightly ruled before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Then pain shall come upon them, as on a woman in travail, when her child enters the mouth of the womb, and she has pain in bringing forth. And one portion of them shall look on the other, and they shall be terrified, and they shall be sad-faced, and pain shall seize them, and when they see the Ben of Adam sitting on the throne of his esteem. And the sovereigns and the mighty, and all who possess the earth, shall barak and esteem, and exalt him who rules over all, who was hidden. For from the beginning the Ben of Adam was hidden, and the Most High preserved him in the presence of his might, and revealed him to the elect. And the congregation of the elect and Kodesh shall be shown, and all the elect shall stand before him on that day. And all the sovereigns and the mighty and the exalted, and those who rule the earth shall fall down before him on their faces, and worship and place their expectancy upon the Ben of Adam, and petition him and make supplication for compassion at his hands. Nevertheless, that Adon of hosts will so press them that they shall hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces shall be filled with shame, and the darkness grow deeper on their faces. And he will deliver them to the messengers for punishment, to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous and for his elect. They shall rejoice over them, because the wrath of Yahuwah Sabaoth rested upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. And the righteous and elect shall be saved on that day, and they shall never thereafter see the face of the sinners and unrighteous. And Yahuwah Sabaoth will abide over them, and with the Ben of Adam they shall eat and lie down, and rise up forever and ever. And the righteous and elect shall have risen from the earth, and ceased to be sad-faced, and they shall have been clothed with garments of esteem. And these shall be the garments of life from Yahuwah Sabaoth, and your garments shall not grow old, nor your esteem pass away before Yahuwah Sabaoth. Chapter 63. In those days the mighty and the sovereigns who possess the earth shall beg to grant them a little relief from his messengers of punishment, to whom they were delivered, that they might fall down and worship before Yahuwah Sabaoth, and confess their sins before him. And they shall barak and esteem Yahuwah Sabaoth, and say, Baruch is Yahuwah of hosts, and Yahuwah of sovereign, and Yahuwah of the mighty, and Yahuwah of the rich, and Yahuwah of esteem, and Yahuwah of wisdom. And splendid in every secret matter is your power from generation to generation, and your esteem forever and ever. Deep are all your secrets, and innumerable, and your righteousness is beyond reckoning. We have now learned that we should esteem and barak Yahuwah Sabaoth, and him who is sovereign over all sovereigns. And they shall say, Oh, that we had rest to esteem and give thanks, and confess our belief before his esteem. And now we long for a little rest, but do not find it. We follow hard upon and do not obtain, and light has vanished from before us, and darkness is our dwelling place forever and ever. For we have not believed before him, nor esteemed the name of Yahuwah Sabaoth, but our expectancy was in the scepter of our reign, and in our esteem. And in the day of our suffering and tribulation, he does not save us, and we find no relief for confession that our Adon is true in all his works, and in his right rulings, and his justice, and his right rulings have no respect of persons. And we pass away from before his face on account of our works, and all our sins are reckoned up in righteousness. Now they shall say unto themselves, Our beings are full of unrighteous gain. But it does not prevent us from descending from the midst thereof into the burden of Gehenna. And after that their faces shall be filled with darkness and shame before the Ben of Adam. And they shall be driven from his presence, and the sword shall abide before his face in their midst. Thus spoke Yahuwah Sabaoth. This is the statute of judgment with respect to the mighty, and the sovereigns, and the exalted, and those who possess the earth, before Yahuwah Sabaoth. Chapter 64. And other forms I saw hidden in that place. I heard the voice of the messenger saying, These are the messengers who descended to the earth, and revealed what was hidden to the children of men, and seduced the children of men into committing sin. Chapter 65. And in those days Noah saw the earth, that it had sunk down, and its destruction was near. And he arose from there and went to the ends of the earth, and cried aloud to his grandfather Hanok. And Noah said 3 times with an embittered voice, Hear me, hear me, hear me. And I said to him, Tell me what it is that is falling out on the earth, that the earth is in such evil plight and shaken, and perhaps I shall perish with it. And after that there was a great commotion on the earth, and a voice was heard from the Shemaim, and I fell on my face. And Hanok, my grandfather, came and stood by me and said to me, Why have you cried unto me with a bitter cry and weeping? And a command has gone forth from the presence of Yahuwah concerning those who dwell on the earth, that their ruin is accomplished because they have learned all the secrets of the messengers, and all the violence of the adversaries, and all their powers, the most secret ones, and all the power of those who practice sorcery, and the power of witchcraft, and the power of those who make molten images for the whole earth. And how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metal originates in the earth. For lead and tin are not produced from the earth like the first. It is a fountain that produces them, and a messenger stands therein, and that messenger is the head. And after that my grandfather Hanok took hold of me by my hand and raised me up and said to me, Go, for I have asked Yahuwah Sabaoth regarding this commotion on the earth. And he said to me, Because of their unrighteousness, their judgment has been determined upon, and shall not be withheld by me forever. Because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learned, the earth and those who dwell upon it shall be destroyed. And these, they have no place of repentance forever, because they have shown them what was hidden, and they are the condemned. But as for you, my son, Yahuwah Sabaoth knows that you are pure, and guiltless of this reproach concerning the secrets. And he has destined your name to be among the Kodesh, and will preserve you amongst those who dwell on the earth, and has destined your righteous seed, both for sovereignty and for great honors. And from your seed shall proceed a fountain of the righteous, and Kodesh without number forever. Chapter 66. And after that he showed me the messengers of punishment, who are prepared to come and let loose all the powers of the waters, which are beneath in the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who dwell on the earth. And Yahuwah Sabaoth gave command to the messengers who were going forth, that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check. For those messengers were over the powers of the waters, and I went away from the presence of Hanok. Chapter 67. And in those days the word of Elohim came unto me, and he said to me, Noah, your lot has come up before me, a lot without blame, a lot of love and uprightness. And now the messengers are making a wooden object, and when they have completed that task, I will place my hand upon it and preserve it, and there shall come forth from it the seed of life, and a change shall come so that the earth will not remain without inhabitant. And I will establish your seed before me forever and ever, and I will spread abroad those who dwell with you. It shall not be unfruitful on the face of the earth, and it shall be Baruch, and multiply on the earth in the name of Yahuwah. And he will imprison those messengers who have shown unrighteousness in that burning valley which my grandfather Hanok had formerly shown to me, in the west, among the mountains of gold and silver, and iron and soft metal and tin. And I saw that valley in which there was a great earthquake and a convulsion of the waters. And when all this took place, from that fiery molten metal and from the earthquake in that place, there was produced a smell of sulfur, and it was connected with those waters. And that valley of the messengers who had led astray burned beneath that land. And through its valleys proceed streams of fire, where these messengers are punished who had led astray those who dwell upon the earth. But those waters shall in those days serve for the sovereigns and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, for the healing of the body, but for the punishment of the spirit. Now their spirit is full of lust, that they may be punished in their body, for they have denied Yahuwah Sabaoth, and see their punishment daily, and yet do not believe in his name. And in proportion as the burning of their bodies becomes severe, a corresponding change shall take place in their spirit forever and ever. For before Yahuwah Sabaoth none shall utter an idle word. For the judgment shall come upon them, because they believe in the lust of their body and deny the Ruach of Yahuwah. And those same waters will undergo a change in those days. For when those messengers are punished in those waters, or in these water springs shall change their temperature. And when the messengers ascend, this water of the spring shall change and become cold. And I heard Michael answering and saying, this judgment with which the messengers are judged is a witness for the sovereigns and the mighty who possess the earth. Because these waters of judgment minister to the healing of the body of the sovereigns and the lust of their body, therefore they will not see and will not believe that those waters will change and become a fire which burns forever. Chapter 68. And after that my grandfather Hanok gave me the teaching of all the secrets in the book, in the parables, which have been given to him, and he put them together for me in the words of the book of the parables. And on that day Michael answered Raphael, and said, the power of the Spirit transports and makes me tremble because of the severity of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment which has been executed, and before which they melt away. And Michael answered again and said to Raphael, who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose kidneys are not troubled by this word of judgment gone forth upon them because of those who have thus led them out? And it came to be, when he stood before Yahuwah Sabaoth, Michael said thus to Raphael, I will not take their part under the eye of Yahuwah, for Yahuwah Sabaoth has been angry with them, because they do as if they were Yahuwah. Therefore all that is hidden shall come upon them forever and ever. For neither messenger nor man shall have his portion, but alone they have received their judgment forever and ever. Chapter 69. And after this judgment they shall terrify and make them to tremble, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. And see the names of those messengers, and these are their names. The first of them is Shemiyasa, the second Artakipha, and the third Armin, the fourth Kokobel, the fifth Turael, the sixth Rumyael, the seventh Deniel, the eighth Nekael, the ninth Berechiel, the 10th Azazel, the 11th Armaros, the 12th Batayarel, the 13th Busayael, the 14th Hananel, the 15th Turel, and the 16th Semapasiel, the 7th Yetrael, the 18th Tumael, the 19th Suriel, the 20th Ramael, and the 21st Azazel. And these are the chiefs of their messengers, and their names, and their chief ones over hundreds, and over fifties, and over tens. The name of the first, Yaakon, that is, the one who led astray the sons of Elohim, and brought them down to the earth, and led them astray through the daughters of men. And the second was named Asbeel. He imparted to the Kodesh sons of Elohim evil counsel, and led them astray so that they defiled their bodies with the daughters of men. And the third was named Gadriel. It is he who showed the children of men all the smitings of death, and he led astray Hawa, and showed the shield and the coat of mail, and the sword for battle, and all the weapons of death to the children of men. and from his hand they have proceeded against those who dwell on the earth from that day and for eternity. And the fourth was named Penemuel. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, and he taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. And he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from everlasting to everlasting, and until this day. For men were not created for such a purpose, to give confirmation to their good belief with pen and ink. For men were created exactly like the messengers, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteous. And death, which destroys all matters, could not have taken hold of them. But through this, their knowledge, they are perishing, and through this power it is consuming me. And the fifth was named Casdeia. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smiting of spirits and demons, and the smiting of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away, and the bites of the serpent, and the smiting which befalls through the noontide heat, the son of the serpent named Taba'et. And this is the task of Casbiel, the chief of the oath which he showed to the Kodashim, when he dwelt high above in esteem, and its name is Micah. This one requested Michael to show him the hidden name, that he might pronounce it in the oath, so that those might quake before that name, an oath who revealed all that was in secret to the children of men. And this is the power of this oath, for it is a powerful and strong. And he placed this oath, Akael, in the hand of Michael. And these are the secrets of this oath, and they are strong through his oath. And the Shemaim was suspended before the world created and forever. And through it the earth founded upon the water, and from the secret recesses of the mountains come pleasant waters from the creation of the world and unto forever. And through that oath the sea was created, and as its foundations he appointed for it the sand against the time of anger. And it dare not pass beyond it from the creation of the world unto forever. And through that oath are the depths made firm, and endure and do not move from their place from everlasting to everlasting. And through that oath the sun and moon complete their course, and deviate not from the ordinance from everlasting to everlasting. And through that oath the stars complete their course, and he calls them by their names, and they answer him from everlasting to everlasting. And in the same way the spirits of the water, and of the winds, and of all breezes, and paths from all the quarters of the winds. And there are preserved the voices of the thunder, and the light of the lightnings, and there are preserved the chambers of the hail, and the chambers of the hoarfrost, and the chambers of the mist, and the chambers of the rain and the dew. And all these believe and give thanks before Yahuwah Sabaoth, and praise with all their power, and their food is in every act of thanksgiving. They thank and esteem and exalt the name of Yahuwah Sabaoth forever and ever. And this oath is mighty over them, and through it they are preserved, and their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed. And there was great joy amongst them, and they barak and esteemed, and exalted, because the name of the Ben of Adam had been revealed unto them. And he sat on the throne of his esteem, and the sum of judgment was given unto the Ben of Adam, and he caused the sinners to pass away and be destroyed from off the face of the earth, and those who have led the world astray. With chains shall they be bound, and in their assemblage place of destruction shall they be imprisoned, and all their works vanish from the face of the earth. And from here on there shall be none corruptible, for the Ben of Adam has appeared, and has seated himself on the throne of his esteem. And evil shall pass away before his face, and the word of the Ben of Adam shall go forth, and be strong before Yahuwah Sabaoth. This is the third parable of Hanok.